Imagine walking into your living room and feeling like you just stepped into a forest. Green leaves everywhere, clean air. A sense of calm that's hard to explain. That's what an indoor jungle does, and the best part? You don't need a green thumb, a huge house, or a lot of money to create one. In this video, we're going to walk through everything, step by step. From choosing the right plants, to arranging them like a pro, to keeping them alive long-term. Whether you're starting from zero or you already have a few plants sitting around, by the end of this video, you'll have a clear, practical plan to build your own indoor jungle at home. Let's get into it. So, what exactly is an indoor jungle? It's not just having a few plants on a windowsill. An indoor jungle is a layered, lush, intentional collection of plants that fills a space with greenery from floor level all the way up to the ceiling. Think tall plants in corners, trailing vines hanging from shelves, smaller plants clustered on tables or the floor. The idea is to create depth and density so it feels alive. And beyond just looking beautiful, research published by NASA and several universities has shown that indoor plants can help filter certain airborne toxins, increase humidity, and create a more calming environment. Studies have also linked spending time around plants even indoors to lower stress levels and improved focus. So this isn't just about aesthetics. It's genuinely good for you. Before you buy a single plant, you need to understand your space. This step saves you a lot of money and frustration. Ask yourself 3 questions. First, how much natural light do you get? Walk around your home at different times of day and notice which areas get direct sunlight, which get bright but indirect light, and which corners stay dim all day. Light is the single most important factor in choosing plants. A plant that needs bright light placed in a dark corner will slowly decline no matter how well you water it. Second, how much floor and shelf space do you have? An indoor jungle works in any size home, a studio apartment, a small living room, or a large open-plan space. But you need to know your layout before you start buying. Think vertically. Walls, shelves, and hanging hooks are all usable space. Third, what's the humidity and temperature like? Most tropical houseplants, which make up the majority of what people use for indoor jungles, prefer temperatures between 60 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit and moderate to high humidity. If you live somewhere with very dry air or you blast the heat in winter, that's worth knowing up front. Take notes. Even a rough sketch of your room helps. This is the fun part. Let's talk about the best plants for an indoor jungle, broken down by how much light and care they need. Low to medium light plants. Great for beginners. Pothos. This is one of the most forgiving plants you can own. It trails beautifully from shelves or hangs in baskets. It grows fast, tolerates low light, and only needs watering when the soil is dry. It comes in several varieties. Golden pothos, marble queen, and neon are all popular. Snake plant, also called sansevieria, extremely low maintenance. It can survive in low light and only needs watering every 2 to 4 weeks. It grows upright with tall architectural leaves, which adds great structure to your jungle. ZZ plant short, for Zamioculcas zamiifolia. It stores water in its roots, so it's very drought tolerant. Grows slowly but steadily. Perfect for corners that don't get much light. Peace lily, one of the few plants that actually blooms well in lower light conditions. It droops visibly when it needs water, which makes it easy to read. Great for bathrooms and bedrooms. Medium to bright indirect light plants for those with decent windows. Monstera deliciosa. This is the classic indoor jungle plant. Its large split leaves immediately give a tropical lush feel. It grows fast with the right light and can become a real focal point in any room. Water it when the top inch of soil is dry. Bird of paradise. This is a bold statement plant with large banana-like leaves. It needs bright indirect light and regular watering in the growing season. Given the right conditions, it can grow quite tall indoors, up to 6 feet or more. Fiddle leaf fig, one of the most popular plants in home decor for a reason. It has large, glossy leaves and a tree-like shape. It can be a little finicky. It doesn't like being moved once it's settled. But if you find it a good bright spot, it thrives. Rubber plant, deep green or burgundy leaves. Clean, modern look. Easy to care for with moderate watering and bright indirect light. Trailing and climbing plants for shelves, hanging planters, and trellises. Heartleaf. Philodendron, fast-growing heart-shaped leaves. Trails beautifully. Very similar care to pothos. String of Pearls Unique, cascading succulent with round bead-like leaves. Needs bright light and infrequent watering. A real conversation piece. Hoya, also called the wax plant, comes in dozens of varieties. Slow to medium growth. Some varieties produce fragrant blooms. Great for hanging baskets. You don't need to buy everything at once. Start with 3 to 5 plants. Learn how they behave in your space, then expand. Overbuying at the start is one of the most common mistakes people make. Let's talk about what you actually need to set this up. Pots and planters for an indoor jungle look. Mixing pot styles works really well. Terracotta pots, woven baskets with plastic liners, hanging macrame planters, and ceramic pots all layer nicely together. The key rule: always make sure your pots have drainage holes or use them as decorative covers over a plastic nursery pot. Without drainage, water pools at the bottom and causes root rot. Soil most tropical houseplants do well in a well-draining potting mix. You can buy a general indoor potting mix and add a small amount of perlite, a lightweight volcanic material, to improve drainage. Avoid using garden soil indoors. It's too dense and can introduce pests. Fertilizer. During the growing season, spring through summer, a balanced liquid fertilizer applied once a month gives your plants the nutrients they need. You don't need to fertilize in fall and winter when growth slows down. Other tools: a simple watering can with a long spout gives you control. A spray bottle helps mist plants that like humidity, like ferns and calatheas. And a moisture meter available for a few dollars takes the guesswork out of watering. This is where your indoor jungle comes to life. Visually. Use the rule of threes: group plants in odd numbers 3, 5, or 7. Odd groupings look more natural than even ones. Within each group, vary the height, texture, and leaf shape. Pair a tall snake plant with a mid-height monstera and a trailing pothos, for example. Think in layers. A well-designed indoor jungle has 3 layers. The floor layer: large plants like monstera, bird of paradise, or fiddle leaf fig. These anchor the space. The mid-layer: medium-height plants on side tables, plant stands, or low shelves. Rubber plants, peace lilies, and smaller philodendrons work well here. The top layer: trailing plants on high shelves, hanging planters, or climbing plants on trellises attached to walls. This draws the eye upward and creates that full, immersive feeling. Fill corners. Empty corners are prime real estate. A tall plant in a corner instantly transforms the room and fills dead space beautifully. Use stands at varying heights let you display multiple plants in a small area without them competing for light. They're inexpensive and make a big visual difference. Don't overcrowd, leave some breathing room between plants. If they're too jammed together, air circulation suffers and pests spread more easily. Some overlap looks lush. Total clutter looks chaotic. This is what determines whether your indoor jungle grows and thrives or slowly fades. Watering. The most common mistake with houseplants is overwatering. Most people kill their plants with kindness. The general rule: water when the top inch or 2 of soil is dry. Stick your finger in the soil. If it still feels moist, wait. If it's dry, water thoroughly until water drains out of the bottom. Then let it dry out again before the next watering. In winter, most plants need watering less frequently because growth slows down. Light rotation plants grow toward light. Rotating your pots a quarter turn every week or 2 helps them grow more evenly and prevents them from leaning too heavily in one direction. Dusting the leaves: dust accumulates on leaves and blocks light absorption. Wipe large leaves gently with a damp cloth every few weeks. It makes a real difference in plant health and keeps them looking fresh. Humidity. Many tropical plants appreciate higher humidity. If your home is dry, especially in winter, with heating running, you can group plants together. Place a tray of water with pebbles beneath your pots, or use a small humidifier nearby. Watching for pests. Common indoor plant pests include spider mites, fungus gnats, and mealybugs. Check the undersides of leaves regularly. Catching problems early makes them much easier to fix. For most pests, wiping leaves with a solution of water and a small amount of dish soap or using neem oil spray is effective. Repotting. When a plant's roots start growing out of the drainage holes, or the plant looks like it's struggling despite good care, it may need a larger pot. Generally, move up just 1 pot size at a time Too large a pot can hold too much moisture and cause root rot. Building an indoor jungle doesn't have to be expensive. Propagate your plants. Many common houseplants, pothos, philodendrons, spider plants, are incredibly easy to propagate from cuttings placed in water. Once rooted, pot them up. It's essentially free plants. Check local Facebook Marketplace or Buy Nothing groups. People rehome plants all the time. You can find large, established plants for very little, sometimes for free. Start with cuttings from friends. If someone you know has a pothos or monstera, ask for a cutting. The plant community is generally very generous. Shop at hardware stores. Home Depot and Lowe's often sell houseplants at lower prices than dedicated garden centers, especially common varieties. Buy small. Smaller plants cost less and grow quickly with proper care. A small monstera can become a large statement plant within a year or two. And that's your complete step-by-step guide to creating your own indoor jungle at home. To recap what we covered, assess your light and space before buying anything. Choose plants that actually fit your conditions. Get the right supplies, good drainage, good soil, a simple fertilizer routine. Arrange in layers, vary heights, and use corners. And then take care of your plants consistently. Don't overwater, watch for pests, and give them attention. The truth is, an indoor jungle isn't built in a weekend. It grows over time. You'll add a plant here, a hanging basket there, and one day you'll look up and realize your home genuinely feels like a different place. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And if you're already building your indoor jungle, we'd love to hear what plants you're starting with. Drop it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.